I always say this, it's always okay to ask for more, but just prepare your pitch. What can you offer? Even more. Please pay people fairly. If you give them more work, you want to give them more extra responsibility, please pay accordingly. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Get Ready with me. So first thing, I have stickers today to remind of ourselves, jangan bodoh bersama. As usual, okay, I bought this very cute thing from Pasar Malam. Okay, for starters, today we're going to answer another 10 questions that was posted by my followers, okay? So before we start to put on the makeup, as usual, we will moisturize our face with Kiwi Face Oil-Free Moisturizer. I love this moisturizer, okay? It is really tak oily and it moisturizes the face so well, so well. Okay, we shall start. First question. How should employers and employees take care of our mental health? Thank you very much. Employees, I don't know lah. I start with employers first. We charut the bosses first. Maybe after working hours, you guys don't disturb your employee. Their working hours is from 9 to 6. After 6 o'clock, maybe jangan go text orang kacau-kacau. Saturday, Sunday, public holiday, please respect people punya off day, rest day. Why don't we start with that one first? Lepas tu, please pay people fairly. If you give them more work, you want to give them more extra responsibility, please pay accordingly. Then last but not least, listen better. If they have something to say, don't be so defensive first. Listen and see how we can solve the problem together. Macam tu. As for employees, I would tell you guys to not romanticize hard work. If you are tired, take a break now. A lot of you also come and tell me, Auntie, will you quit your job if you feel you are mentally very stressed? I would say have to see what kind of level first lah. If it's to a point that you feel afraid to go to work. In the morning, you wake up, you already want to nangis because you are very scared to go to work. Now, that is too much. I will encourage you guys to find another job. But you say like it's very stressful. Sometimes my boss is like anjing. For me, it's still okay. Don't give up so easily because in order to be able to work in a stressful environment, also take training. You have to also train your resilience. Jangan little things also you say too stressed lah, mental lah, don't be like a strawberry, I always say. Okay, so depending on your capability and your capacity, mental health always come first. Okay, next. Okay, before that, I want to show you guys something. This brush is called Petals 55. It's from Shu Yuemura. I want to show you this brush is made of 189,000 bristle and it's handmade and it feels very fantastic. So I'm using this Shu Yuemura foundation now. And you take it here, then you brush it here. It feels so good and the coverage is so good. Okay, I'll show you guys. Look at that. I love this Shu Yuemura brush and their foundation. Look at that. Yo, terus jadi hantu I. Okay, continue the next question. I'm a newbie in handling people and management. What would your best advice for me handling the team? Okay. This one I also posted on my Instagram before. When new bosses take over the team, I noticed that you guys are very eager to improve things. I understand when you guys are being promoted to the role or they hire you for the role as a boss, your job is to improve the department. So a lot of bosses they sangat impatient and they will start changing a lot of things. I will tell you guys, chill a bit first. You need to understand when you guys are a new boss, you are considered as a change to the team. and people need time to adapt to you, adapt to your working style. So from my experience of taking over new team, I like to get to know my new team better. So I'm sharing you all these things are actually what I actually really did when I take over the new team. I will approach HR and I tell them I want to take a look at all their P files. These are all true story. Whenever I take over a new team, I will go to HR and I will tell them I want to take a look of their P file. I want to see their working background, their working experience, so I understand that. After that, I will return the P file to HR, then I will have a one-to-one conversation with my team. It's must have one. You cannot run away from it. Must build that kind of relationship, one-to-one conversation. And during that one-to-one conversation, during the first meeting I will just get to know them. Tak ada question yang sangat deep one Just things like how is your work, what are you doing, what do you think you can improve your work, what can I do for you. To be a good boss, if you guys can have the mentality, instead of the employee serving you, but as an employer, you are serving the employee, is a very different mindset. So I always have this question to my team. As a boss, what can I do for you? And you see, it will do wonders. You guys think about it. Okay, next is asking candidates MBTI, blood type, appropriate during interview from HR. Okay lah, kenapa tak appropriate? Apa yang sensitif sangat? I think MBTI is a personality thing. So I think it's still okay for you guys who do not know what is MBTI. MBTI is Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI. So it come out 16 personality. Like for me, you guys want to know my MBTI, right? My MBTI is ENFJT. ENFJT. So I memang a protagonist lah. My kind of character are protagonists. For me to understand your personality, it's not too crazy. Different people have different personality, which means there are different ways of working with you. I don't think it's crazy. It's the same thing. Sometimes the HR will give you a DISC test like that, right? Actually, all these competency personality tests is very common when you guys go look for a job. It's very common. However, the other question, is it appropriate then for ask you for the blood type? I am not kidding you, okay? There was one time I have a client who tell me they only want to hire people who is B plus positive blood. Because according to my client, she read research that says that B plus positive people are more creative. That is why they want to hire B plus positive blood. And this is no joke. When we do screening of our candidates, we actually require them to declare their blood type. All the bosses got crazy, quirky kind of requirements one. But for me, this kind of thing is still not so sensitive lah. I think it's considered okay lah. I wouldn't say that it's appropriate. However, it's also not too inappropriate. Okay, next. What is the most challenging issue you have faced in all the years as HR? Trying to make everybody happy. That is masalah HR today lah. Trying to make everybody fucking happy. We want to help the employee. Then the boss say, why you are not on the company side? Then when we are on the company side, then the people say, why you are not on the employee side? Mati lah. That is why HR kepit kat tengah-tengah lah. But HR is all about processes. There are labor laws. There are disciplinary processes. There are company policy, and HR is the person who makes sure that the company is conducting their business in according to processes. So I feel it will be a challenge if I work with a boss who is non-compliant, because I do have that challenge. I have worked with bosses before who refuse to be compliant. Like contohnya kan, they want to simply terminate an employee without following due process. I find that super challenging, okay? I always think as the leader of the company, you should be an example. While everybody can break the rules, you as a boss should not break the rule. And I find it very challenging working with bosses who doesn't comply with the law. I think there is a lot of issue. Sudahlah, sudah dia tak berberi kemanusiaan. Non-compliant is a big no-no for me. Okay, next. I've been thinking how to create smart strategy for payroll strategies. Oh, smart goals as in goals that is specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, and time-bound. Smart goals. I tell you, very easy je. You just go ask ChatGPT. Go ask AI. Sangat senang je lah. I do it right now for you. I type on ChatGPT now. How to create smart strategy for payroll strategies. Okay, let it process for a while. Okay. Okay. ChatGPT punya answer. Reduce errors and processing time. Measurable, 30% errors, 20% time. Achievable, through automation and policy. Relevant, directly tied to payroll strategy, time-bound by Q4 2025. Conclusion, by Q4 2025, streamline the payroll process to reduce payroll errors by 30% and shorter processing time by 20% through automation and policy refinement while maintaining 100% statutory compliance. Ta-da! Sangat senang je. Just go ask AI. Okay, next! Should I answer HR honestly when she asks I should be paid more? Yes! And the answer is also yes. However, you guys berani ask for more. Please know you have to contribute even more, okay? Your boss started the business to make business, to make money, to make a profit. No boss come out 做蝕本生意 one. They invest 1 ringgit in you, they expect minimum 2 ringgit in return. So when you say that I deserve to be paid more, you guys also need to justify to the company what is the return of investment of paying you more. I always say this, it's always okay to ask for more, but just prepare your pitch. What can you offer? Even more. Okay, next. I want to know if pay scale range is confidential to employees. Why HR don't want to tell or publish? Very good question. Salary transparency is something that I don't disagree with. I don't disagree with salary transparency. However, from my experience, not everybody is able to handle salary transparency. Because this is the thing, the moment I tell you how much is that fella is getting, you will start comparing. If you are being paid more, then you say, oh, why the fella being paid so less? No wonder he paid so less because he useless. Okay? Or if he cannot pay more, then you'll be really angry. That fellow so useless also can get so much money. Why I underpaid? I feel unfair. People automatic instinct, you guys will always compare salary. And no matter how high your EQ is, you will compare your salary. And while some people like me in HR, my EQ has to rise to the sky, okay? Because I see everybody's salary. And honestly, some of the people's salary I see, they do half of my work, they get double of my salary. You rasa I tak nak naik meja naik hantu You think I don't want to make noise but as a HR, as a professional HR, I have to be poker face. Cannot say anything, right? So, even for people like me, I find it so hard, okay? So for the general public, I have seen so many people, they cannot handle this kind of information. Not that HR don't want to be transparent. My question is, if we are being very transparent, can you handle the information? You guys think about it. Okay, I macam tak jawab soalan you kan? Is pay scale range is confidential? Most of the time is yes. So why HR don't want to share and publish? they scared the public cannot handle the information. Okay, next. I am a recruiter and I would like to do some employer branding for my company. Any ideas? Oh, you want to do employer branding so it's easier for you to recruit kan? I have a lot of ideas. You have to first answer this question. Why did you join the company in the first place? What attracted you to join the company in the first place? And I like to do this survey, this is something what I call a stay interview. When people want to resign that time, right, they will do exit interview, betul tak? But for me, by the time you guys do exit interview, it's a little bit too late because the person is leaving already. So every year, what I do in my previous company, I conduct a stay interview. I will invite people who have worked in the company for minimum 15 months to come for a panel chit chat to understand why they stayed in the company. So from there, you'll be able to gather all the plus point of why people stayed in the company. So using the points that you have gathered, why they stay, you can turn it into social media content. You can do different kind of thing. You can write a post on LinkedIn. You can create a carousel in Instagram, or you can do funny videos on TikTok macam tu. The whole point is to tell the whole wide world this is a good company to join. So that is one way you can do employer branding. Another one you want to do is also can be through referral fee. Okay, another type of thing I know companies like to do they like to force the employee to give the company a Google review. My follower come and complain to me, okay? Oh, auntie, my company forced me to give 5 star in the Google review. I say, why force? Ayo, if you want true feedback, you should get the employee naturally give you a 5 star. So you guys can also encourage activities that get employees. You create activities, Instagrammable activities, I call it. Sometimes social media content doesn't need to be generated from the marketing team or HR. The people of the company also can generate it. Like if you give them a very good onboarding experience, like nowadays they can send you all this starter pack. You see people will take picture then we post it in. You make the environment happy. When people are happy, especially with this Gen Z, they like to take pictures and they post. And that is indirectly your company employer branding. Bottom line is make sure you take care of your employees well. Then the reputation of your company will fly on its own. Okay, next. I have a female Malay manager. Oh my God, why so racist and so sexist? I have a female Malay manager whom cannot differentiate professionalism and personal. How? Okay, we don't say female Malay. This one is also applicable to Chinese male or whatever it is, okay? It's applicable to everybody. This is when they cannot differentiate their personal, not to say differentiate, they bring their personal problem to the office. And then, especially if their personal problem is something that is causing them stress, kan? And then they will show through their work. And it happens, I will agree. Normally, it happens to female bosses because female bosses are more emotional. I also female boss, so I understand this. When you ask me how or what you want to do you want to help this boss or you want to manage your own emotion? Because when bosses are very emotional, they are not targeting you, which means they are technically emotional to everybody. So in this case, I actually feel a certain of sympathy towards this boss. Kenapa hidup you begitu sedih sangat? Sampai you bawa all your kesedihan on the office. So when I see my bosses are very emotional that time, I actually go approach my boss, okay? I say, are you okay? Huh? Bosses, not all employees need caring, okay? Bosses also need tender loving care. So if you see your boss is very stressed, maybe you want to be a nice employee and go ask boss, are you okay? Okay, next. Going for a career change from EA to employee engagement side. EA is what? Executive assistant, is it? What should I do? Executive assistant is somebody who is very good in organizing, especially your boss punya schedule kan. So when it comes to employee engagement, one of the ways that you can engage your employees are through organizing events to do engagement, like all this team building. You all jangan I have a lot of followers can ask me, auntie got team building, I don't want to go, can or cannot. Don't go. You know, people who organize this team building, behind the scenes people, they spend a lot of time and effort, you know. So be appreciative and show up at all these team building events. So maybe for starters, you want to, this is what I call transferable skills. When you guys are changing your career from one expertise to another expertise, not everything you need to start from the scratch. There will be some skills you can transfer, which we call transferable skill. So in this particular case, for an executive assistant, you have very good organizing skills. So you can transfer these organizing skills to employee engagement by organizing engagement programs. Macam tu. Okay, next. What is next with my face I keep putting on makeup, I also tak tahu sampai mana dah. Oh my god. I have bought a bronzer. Tapi I sudah simpan I punya blusher kan. Sekarang baru I nak simpan bronzer. Huru hara. That's why I tell you, talking and answering question and putting on makeup at the same time is very hard. Hi auntie. I just want to ask, why HR ghost the candidate that are not selected to join the company, Because they don't have manners. Very simple answer. All these recruiters who go and ghost candidate who doesn't have the simple courtesy to just tell them, I'm so sorry you are not shortlisted. That kind of courtesy also don't have. I can only have one explanation only. This recruiter memang no manners. But if you want me to create the excuses for recruiters, this is what I will tell you. In a typical job advertisement, if you are lucky, there will be more than 100 applications. So for a recruiter to answer all the application is also very hard. In between, they have to interview candidate, they have to arrange candidate, they have to follow up with boss. They are also very busy, you know. So sometimes genuinely, it's not because they don't have any manners. Genuinely, they betul-betul terlupa. They really forgotten about it. So what you can do, you can follow up. So I want to help to fix this problem for recruiters. Have a ready template. In my 20 years in recruitment business, I reply to every single email. And I will give closure to all candidates. If they are not shortlisted, I will have a very simple template which I copy and paste and says that I'm so sorry you are not shortlisted. Then if I can, I will put the reason why. Give people closure. It is not a lot of time. It's really not a lot of time. You prepare a template with different types of answer. And then when you read the application, then you see, okay, this one I can use this particular standard reply, then I will copy and paste, then you reply. Macam tu dia tak susah sangat. All recruiters out there, please have manners and give people closure, even though they are not shortlisted. Okay, next. My ex-company doesn't have KPI. My boss just rates us as she likes. This is not her company. This is like, you guys complain macam bapak dia punya company kan, sesuka hati dia je. Don't victimize yourself. Just because your boss is incapable of setting up smart goals doesn't mean you are not. So what I will suggest you to do, instead of being reactive, Be proactive. What you can do, you can create your own SMART goals. Like just now what I did, like the fellow was asking me just now about creating SMART goals for a payroll strategies. You can always use AI like ChatGPT to create your own KPI and your own SMART goals. Lepas tu, you make an appointment and go see your boss and go talk about it. Just because they don't initiate it doesn't mean you cannot initiate it yourself, okay? So the moral of the story is be proactive and don't be reactive. Okay, next. Okay, sudah siap dah. Last but not least, ta-da-ta-da-ta-ta-ta. Put in my nice ribbon here. If you guys have any question, you can always ask, okay? Any topic you guys want to suggest, you can put down on the comment. I do read all of your comment and will take into, like, there was one person who put in the comment, can you talk about career transition? Then I go invite a friend of mine to come and talk about transition. Be proactive, don't be reactive. You want me to speak about a particular subject? Please speak out. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. I will see you guys live again another time. Bye!